Hey there everyone, it's me, Safari Sam, and this is the giant African hissing cockroach, an animal that I have wanted as a pet my entire life. And the only reason I never really had one is 'cause, well, let's just say my place has enough roaches, am I right folks? Hey, Noddy, you're supposed to be in the other room. I actually have two of these Sheilas. The one in here is smaller and has a damaged antennae. These are actually sold as feeders, but they make incredible pets. In fact, some of the best pet insects you could ever possibly get. There's basically no way they can hurt you intentionally. You might feel a little prickle from the spikes on their legs, but they're not actually going to hurt you. They aren't really going to bite you, or there's no sting. There's no noxious liquid, but they do like to hiss. Let's see if this Sheila will give us a little hiss, eh, girl? She might be too used to me. Come on. No hiss? That's okay. So they actually have a very interesting way of breathing. They have these tubes along their body that take in the air and deliver it directly to their cells. No need for it to travel through blood. These are gorgeous creatures, and they deserve a gorgeous home. Recently, we made a dinosaur-themed vivarium for some dairy cow isopods and a lovely giant crevice weaver spider, and I thought we'd do the same for these gals, and I do believe they're gals based on the shapes of the exoskeletons, though it makes more sense to sell males as feeders. Come on, little girl, let's get ya into a new home, yay, come on. Come on, big girl. This time, our arthropod's home is going to be built around this. Yes, it is a resin Parasaurolophus skull, a real high quality one with great paint. This isn't the kind you get at the pet store. This is like the kind you get at museum gift shops, specialty decor stores, things like that. A really nice sculpt. So, hopefully, they'll like crawling inside of and living around it. It's not too small for her to crawl in. She can crawl under the back. And the smaller one can crawl in the fossa on the skull. Fossa means a hole in bone. That's very interesting, eh? And I was originally going to start a breeding colony, but there is a kind of tragic reason I'm not going to. And we can talk about that some other time. But look how chill these bugs are. She just walked right into my hand earlier, and she's just been sitting there. I've been walking around doing stuff for this video, and she's just been in my hand, just sitting like this. Gonna hiss? Oh, did you jump? Come on, girl. But yeah, you heard that hiss, right? I didn't actually think she was gonna hiss. It spoke to me a little bit, which is what it's supposed to do. Those tubes I mentioned earlier, the tracheal tubes. There you go. That's a big hiss. There you go, girl. Those tracheal tubes are actually what makes the sound. She pushes the air out of them really hard and really fast. I'm sorry, girl. I didn't really want to scare you, but I really wanted to give everyone an example of your magnificent animal superpowers. Look, she's already back to being chill. She's already back to being chill. These are magnificent pets. They're hardy, they're easy to take care of, and believe it or not, they're incredibly clean. These animals are incredibly clean. Oh, roaches live in such dirty environments. They should be dirty. No. They keep themselves clean because they live in dirty environments. They have to be clean. God, she's pretty. Look at that beautiful color. The orangish brown. Beautiful little spots. Magnificent. So let's build her a well-deserved home. Here we have a beautiful zoom-out enclosure. This is the same exact kind of invertebrate starter kit enclosure that I have my magnificent dairy cow isopods in. I really like it, so I got another one. They kind of look like they might be pseudo-stackable. Not entirely sure, gonna have to test that. But this starter set comes with a couple really good things and some also really useless things. It comes with this rock dish that the little food pods, the little jelly food pods, slide right into. That can be useful. I'm not going to use it, but it could be. You have a guide to insects and invertebrates at the top. which I briefly looked at from the last one, and it's basically just an ad. You have the creature thermometer. Kinda useless. There are better thermometers that I do recommend you get. The natural cork bark, though, it's perfect. It's wonderful. They also included creature soil from ZooMed. Sorry if I accidentally call it Reptizoo. I mean, these people chose to have similar names. Also, bumblebee millipedes. Gotta get some of those soon, right? They're beautiful, aren't they? And I know, it seems like everyone that's an invertebrate keeper starts with tarantulas. So many people have them that it kind of just makes me be like, I guess, a dumbass contrarian. But in actuality, it's like I see them all the time. I know I can get one whenever I want, but more interesting stuff. And these cockroaches are really common too, but I've wanted them since I was a kid, you know? But this soil's good. I also still have about half a bag left from a previous build, maybe a little more. And I bought another additional bag. I also went ahead and got a cork round that they can hide in during the desert. These guys actually can be quite climbers. If you had an arboreal enclosure, they could probably really enjoy that too. But I really liked this one, and since they get kind of big, I thought they could use a little more room to run around. Now, if you want to breed these puppies, you're probably going to want a heat mat on the side of the enclosure, not on the bottom, because they'll bury to escape heat, and then it'll send them towards the heat, and it could cook them. You don't want to do that. You'll want to have it on the side. I do have an extra one, but I'm not trying to breed them, and it's a comfortable temperature for them just naturally in your home. They're comfortable at the temperatures we are, which is very convenient. The soil stuff we're using can be used to grow plants, but right now I have this fake plant that I'm not using, so I thought it would be good in here. Oh, I'm going to just kind of put it right in the corner, something they can hide in and under. And I have this one that fell off a bigger one, and it's just going to stick kind of into the ground. I'm also adding cocoa fiber. This moist cocoa fiber is full of springtails, which will act as a cleanup crew for the roaches. Now, the roaches just poop out these little pellets. You are going to have to remove them and change substrate at some point, but the springtails will help. And that's good. And it looks like one of my bags of soil is leaking. So why don't we go ahead and get all that in there. First, we'll finish off our half bag. And here it is with another full bag inside. But I want them to have a lot of options, so I'm going to give them the final bag. I'm also tossing in a fistful of Reptar bark, which you can see has some detritus leaves and stuff in it. This is for substrate, but also they can eat it, which is honestly pretty awesome. So I'm going to make sure it's all mixed in throughout the substrate, get it nice and evenly pushed through, and I'm sure the editor can edit out all those farts, right? Like, that's a thing editors can do, I'm sure. Let's try not to cover up the plant too much. And we have a nice layer of substrate. I also have these palm fronds from the Bio Dude, and they make a pretty good natural backdrop, kind of. What I like to do with these puppies is sort of stick them up in the back like that. And I'll show you a closer look in just a second. And the ones I don't put in the backdrop, I'm going to cut up so that they can also be food for our roaches. They need lots of detritus. They are detritivores. They eat dead things, especially plant matter. So you want them to have a good bit of stuff. But diet-wise, they also like dry dog and cat food, the leftovers from any fruits or vegetables you eat but don't finish. Really, they love to eat just about anything. And it just occurred to me that my dumbass is completely out of Cuttlebone. I'll have to get one at a pet store or an expo soon. I'm going to an expo. At the time of recording this, it's the next month. But I will have already been by the time this is up. So, that expo haul video, if there is one, will be up. they'll eat pretty much anything, and I do want to give them some cuttle bone to help with their exoskeletons. And now I'm going to mix this detritus in. So we're just going to mix it in like this, just like we did all of the Reptibark. Pretty good, pretty consistent, and I like to have some big ones sticking up out of the back, like maybe this is under a palm tree or something, and those have fallen. I think that's a pretty good look. And of course we can't forget cork round. We're not going to bury it like in the last one. I am going to kind of squish it down in there a little bit, but it's not going to be buried and have a hill on top of it. I want them to be able to go in and out either side. The reason we buried the other one is because we were making a spider den, and that spider would only feel safe if the back was completely covered. These guys can live under it, they can live inside it, and they can also live in this natural cork bark, which we're going to put out now. It's just a little piece, but hopefully it looks good there in the center. And we're going to take this part now and stick it kind of right here in the front. That's cute. I like that a lot, mate. Now I want to have some different kinds of moss in here. So here is a little bit of shrimp moss. Not entirely sure where I want to put it. I've decided it makes a cute little welcome mat for the front of their newer, bigger home. But now, sphagnum moss. This sphagnum moss includes a lot of little sticks and stuff, but it'll help retain humidity, which will help them drink. It's recommended not to give them a water bowl. They'll mostly just drown in it. Yeah, that's going to be the biggest problem. If you give them a water bowl, they're probably just going to drown in it. If you give them like a moist side and moist foods, then they'll be able to kind of drink little droplets and eat food with high moisture, and that will keep them hydrated. I currently have it up on the back of their home. They should be able to still get behind there. They should just still be able to go through the crack in the back, especially on this side where there's a much bigger crack, you can see. But yeah, this will be our moist side. Very nice. And now for the creme de la creme. Rawr! That's right, our Parasaurolophus skull. Now, I thought long and hard about what to do with this. Should I bury part of it? Blah, blah, blah. I decided no, because I want it to be instantly recognizable as a dinosaur skull. So I decided this corner right here would be perfect. Take some of the dirt off it a little and just let it kind of sit and chill right there in the front. Pretty nice. So this is our current setup. Fake plant, fake skull, but real bark, real detritus, and of course real moss. I think that our new little roach friends are going to have a lot of fun in here, and we are going to put them in a sec and give them some food. But please let me know what you think of the enclosure. Really, the roaches, I'm always told, don't need anything fancy, but why not give them something really nice, you know? Why not give them something that'll make them the happiest and healthiest they can be? I'm really, really excited for this. So, let's grab our little friends. Let's pop them out of here. And first, let's go with the littlest lady. Come on, little girl. I know you're going to hiss at me. It's alright. It spooked me the first time, I'll admit. I didn't know it would be so loud, to be completely honest with all of you. But it really, really was loud. I really don't know if the audio here is going to even do it justice. Oh! No jumping! The other one did a little jump too. There you go. Come on. You can hold on better than that. You can crawl up walls like Spider-Man, but you can't stay on the... Well, maybe it is because of the latex. But there you go. And as expected, trying to get right into a nice little hiding spot. Oh. Maybe I need to lift it up a little for them. Do you need... No, you're fine. You're tough. You're a tough girl. Alright, well let's zoom back out so you can get a good view of where the big girl's gonna land. Let me get that out of there for you. You don't need that. Oh, you know what I'm just noticing? Last night I put several pellets of a turtle food in there, solid turtle food. Every lick of it is gone. It is all completely gone. That's poops. Oh my god, it's all gone. I'm actually very impressed by that. Jesus, that was less than 12 hours ago. There's a tiny bit of food. I put several in there. Come on, big girl. I hear dogs fussing outside. Are they fussing so you don't have to? Come on. Gonna give me a hiss? You know they want to hear the hiss. She's like stuck to the bottom. Come on. Yeah, you can walk out on my hand. That'll work. That's much easier, isn't it? Big hisser on Broadway. There we go, you big beautiful girl. See, it's actually pretty difficult. Okay, note to self. They do not stick to the latex gloves, but they're very hardy. Hurting them is actually pretty difficult. They don't cling to the latex gloves like they do my skin. I know that now. And I will be a bit wary. Come on, big girl. Oh, there you go. Where you headed? Where you headed? Under the plant. Good choice. Oh, and back even further. I was right. It does look like they are still able to hide back there. Oh yeah, just going right through the moss. Easy peasy. Or not. Maybe they think that's dark enough. But wow. I hope they're really happy. I'm going to turn the lights off after this, give them a chance to kind of explore in the dark. They really do like to explore. It just has to be dark. That's really the only thing. See? Like they could even hide from the light right now, but she's not doing it. She's actually escaping. She's straight up escaping right now. I actually haven't shown myself doing this in a while, but we have ethically sourced micro fossil gravel from Florida, little bits of limestone, which can be good for a lot of creatures. But since it's all fossils, it kind of honors the animals that came in the past by housing it with some of our animals of today. So if we just sprinkle it around, oh, might be a little too much. Oh yeah, might be a tiny bit too much. I'm not going to put the rest in, but I like to do that because you get some rocks in there. It's a bit more natural. I did disturb her a little bit. Sorry, Sheila, but I promise it's about to get a lot better. Now we're going to feed these, and until I run out of it, my staple food is going to be these leftover turtle flakes from when we had a turtle, which we did not really show off on the show. It was kind of before we did the show, and we just kept the food because we're hoarders. But they really liked these, so I'm just going to toss a few all over so that they are able to find them. Just some all over the place, including a couple inside their house. And there you can see them on the ground. They look like tiny, tiny, tiny little hot dogs. And they really loved the last batch, so I'm assuming they'll love this batch. And as I said, the editor should take care of all my farts, but also, for me, these are pets. That is a pet, not a feeder. But you can use them as feeders. And if you use them as feeders, you might want to give them something like bug grub. There are a lot of different bug grubs on the market. I'm not specifically shilling for the Bio Dude here. This is just the one I use for my feeders. I'm not going to give it to them because it would be a waste. Because I'm not giving it to anyone. That goes to my softer bodied critters, dubia roaches, softer isopods, things like that. But dang, I am very happy with this. I think it turned out pretty great. They got a big house, some real plants, some fake plants that won't die. We have a lot of good detritus for them to munch on, a lot of good little hiding places. The smaller one, and even the bigger one, kind of, if it's willing to back its way out, can live in this skull. And that makes me really happy. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. I'm going to toss this old prison they were kept in. I only kept them in it for a night. But who knows how long they were in here from Imaginarium. I think they usually have a date on them, but that is our video for our Madagascar giant hissing cockroaches. I think they're Gromphodorina portorigidinia, something crazy like that. Oh, look. they've decided to go back to exploring. This one's just hugging onto that cork bark for dear life. But I toss this and the poop in it. And I'm going to turn the lights off so they can explore. Very happy to have new friends in the Vivarium menagerie. At this point, it feels like only a few weeks ago we had a big Vivarium menagerie video, but it's already changed so much, hasn't it? It's already changed so much. And I really almost feel like we need another, but I am going to wait. I kind of want the next video to be a video of Big Chap, or at least about Big Chap, or giant African bullfrog. Got a lot of news with Big Chap. Sal is growing, but I think the next video might be spider related, in all honesty. I kind of have a big spider video idea, and then we have huge spider news. Huge news. And since we have several spiders, I might just combine them all into one video. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.